There is a very subtle trap on the spiritual path, and strangely enough, it doesn't feel like suffering. It feels wonderful. The ancient Indian traditions speak of something called the three gunas. You don't need to remember the Sanskrit. Think of them as simply three different ways our consciousness becomes covered. The first is tamas, heaviness, dullness, inertia, that feeling when you are stuck, disconnected, unconscious. Tamas is easy to recognize. You don't like it. You want to get out. Then there is rajas, restlessness, desire, constant doing. The mind that says, I need to achieve something. I need to become someone. I need something to happen. Rajas keeps you moving, but never quite allows you to arrive. So again, you want freedom from it. And then comes satwa. And this one is very different. Satwa means clarity, peace, harmony, stillness, love. Perhaps your meditation becomes beautiful. You feel deeply connected. Your mind becomes quiet. Maybe you experience bliss. And something inside you says, this must be it. And this is where the spiritual path becomes subtle. Because nobody wants to escape peace. Nobody wants to escape clarity. Nobody wants to escape bliss. Yet the ancient teaching says even satwa is still a veil. Peace is not bad, and bliss should not be rejected. However, it is still something you can experience. And if you can experience it, who is experiencing it? Imagine three windows. The first window is covered in dirt, and that's tamas. You can barely see through it. The second is colored and constantly moving. That's rajas. Everything is distorted. But the third is crystal clear. That's satwa. The sunlight is beautiful. Everything looks pure. Everything looks perfect. And because the glass is so clear, you forget that there is glass. That is why satwa can become the most seductive veil. You don't want to break it. You don't even realize you're looking through it. This is where a very simple question can change your meditation. When you experience peace, ask, who is aware of this peace? When you experience bliss, who is aware of the bliss? When your mind becomes completely silent, who knows the silence? Don't answer intellectually, just look. Because you can observe darkness, you can observe restlessness, you can observe peace, you can even observe bliss. So perhaps none of these states are what you fundamentally are. And this is where Tantra and non-duality meet in a very beautiful way. The answer isn't to fight tamas, isn't to destroy rajas, and it isn't to reject satwa. Because the moment you start fighting your experience, you have created another struggle, another desire, another form of rajas. Instead, see it, feel it, allow it, and notice what is aware. Perhaps awakening isn't about creating the perfect state of consciousness. Perhaps it is discovering the awareness in which every state appears. Peace comes, restlessness comes, joy comes, sadness comes. bliss comes and goes. But what is it that knows all of this? Maybe the deepest veil isn't darkness. Maybe it isn't confusion. Maybe it isn't suffering. Maybe the deepest veil is something so beautiful that you never think to look beyond it. Peace, clarity, bliss, even the feeling, I have arrived. And perhaps freedom begins with the simplest recognition. Even this is being seen. And then instead of looking for another experience, you turn toward the one who is aware. And perhaps you discover that what you have been searching for was never behind the veil. It was the light by which you could see the veil in the first place.